Hey you, what up? Welcome to the video. It's FAVES X Fails time for the month of March. I know we're in the middle of April, but March and also April has been a really big month in makeup. I've tried a lot. I have a lot of faves. I have some epic fails. So I've gathered it all up in this video to present to you why the faves are favesing, and why the fails are failing. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this video. Subscribe if you aren't already. Follow me on my other channels, on my TikTok, on my Instagram, on my Facebook. I'm just saying. And now let's get into it. FAVES X Fails March, filmed in the middle of April. Why not? Let's go. As always, here is my list of faves and fails for the month. And I don't have a lot of fails this time around, but the fails that I do have are kind of like major fails, epic fails, if you will. Brace yourselves. But let's start with some products that I actually liked. I do have a favorite primer this month. It is from Peter Thomas Roth, and it is this Instant Firm X Glow Filter Priming Serum. So this is supposed to illuminate the skin and also help to sculpt the skin over time. The packaging, of course, is a little wonky. I keep forgetting that I'm not supposed to twist it open and just pull the cap off. So at first, this looks like a tinted type of product, and it does feel very, very creamy in between the fingers. But what I like about it is that it has a silicone-y feel, so it definitely smooths the skin, or at least the surface of the skin. And it makes it look a little bit glowy at the same time. So it's a unique formula in the sense that it sets matte in texture, like it doesn't feel sticky on your skin. And it does give you a little bit of luminosity, but it's not sticky, it's not grippy, it's not overly glowy. Kind of just a nice silicone-y feel. Now this is a $42 product, and I will admit I didn't really get it at first, but I like that it actually acts as a primer. It's not really acting as a glow serum or any sort of enhancer in any other way, but it preps your skin for the next product, and it just makes it look a little bit smoother and also just a little bit more luminous, but not greasy. So far I've been liking it, I've been using it, and I've been reaching for it, which actually is surprising to me, and that's another telltale sign of why I like it. Typically, I just stick to one primer that works for me, and I never really reach for anything else. But ever since I tried this, I've been curious. I want to see if my skin actually starts looking better over time or more sculpted or whatnot. So I've been reaching for this one. It's a fave this month. On the other hand, I did not get this Milk Makeup Foaming Primer, the Cloud Glow. I feel like a lot of people have been raving about it. It just comes out as foam. I don't really get it. It kind of just evaporates into nothing. So I'm not sure if it does anything for skins like mine that are oily and acne prone, a little bit on the textured side. Honestly, it feels like a hand sanitizer to me, really, if I'm being honest. I don't really understand what it's supposed to do because it doesn't feel like anything on my hands. It doesn't feel grippy. It doesn't feel hydrating. It's kind of just cute and smells nice. That's it. So not like an epic fail. I just don't see the point. I think it's a little bit gimmicky. And so, yeah. Let's move on. So this month in foundations, there have been a few launches, and actually I tried some older foundations for the first time this month. One of them I loved, another one I did not love. And the newest one, of course, I did not yet try. I'm talking about the IT Cosmetics CC Matte. Because it does have that hybrid SPF, I am heavily, strongly, unfortunately, not friendly with chemical SPF. My skin breaks out, it just erupts, and so I don't want to risk it. Even though this has mineral and chemical SPF, I have not yet pulled the trigger to try it because my skin was pretty bad this month. It's now healed, and I want to keep it this way. So I don't know, maybe that product is okay for my skin, but I'm just a little bit hesitant. The products that I did try, however, in the fave, I finally got around to trying the Armani Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Flawless Foundation. This one's very pricey. It's $69. The reason why I hadn't reached for it sooner is because it had the word luminous in it, and I always thought that my oily skin could not handle anything that is luminous. However, the way that they meant luminous back when this was first produced didn't actually mean dewy and glowy. It just meant like it gave you a little bit of luminescence, literally gave you just that tiny hint of a glow, but this actually sets pretty matte. So this has been my favorite, and even during those weeks where I was breaking out really bad, I really like this one. So the shade that I'm wearing is shade 6, which is an olive undertone. I like that it matches my neck. I like that the olive undertone kind of counteracts the redness that I have in my face from my acne. But I can also wear a 3.5, which is just a lighter version of this for light medium skin tones. And I think someone was saying that I could probably also pull off the 6.5, but I just don't have that one. I mean, just look at how beautifully this glides. Right now that I don't have any active breakouts or bumps on my face, this is giving the illusion of flawless skin. Because it has that little bit of radiance and also that little bit of blur, it is like the perfect balance of coverage that looks natural. And I will say that with the Peter Thomas Roth primer underneath, it looks even better. Because I've tried it with other primers, but this one is my favorite underneath this foundation because it kind of enhances the glow without enhancing the texture, you know? I appreciate that. That's what I always want. Oh, there goes my important phone call. Hold that thought. Okay, I'm back. Just got some good news. Back to the foundation. Let's blend that out. I feel like I always need less coverage on my forehead and a lot more coverage on my cheeks and jawline where I have more breakouts. So I'm just gonna use whatever is left on my brush and kind of stipple it on. The good thing about this foundation is that it is pretty flexible regardless of what you use to blend it out, whether it's a sponge or a brush. I'm always using my favorite IT Cosmetics Complexion Perfection brush. This is the brush that I recommend. It doesn't leave any streaks. It is so densely packed that it almost gives an airbrush flawless finish. And this right here, just one sheer little layer is enough for me. The skin looks so good on the monitor. It looks so good in the mirror. It looks so good in my up close mirror. I couldn't be happier. And I like that this foundation lasts long too. So it's kind of worth the price. I know it's pricey. $69 is not a little bit of dollars. It's a lot of dollars. But when it looks this good, it's kind of worth the splurge in my book. All right, let's talk about a foundation that I tried that I did not love, and this was such an epic fail for me. I am so sad by this outcome. Sadly, I'm talking about the Fenty Beauty Stick Tint. Yeah, so this is a skin tint in a stick format, supposed to be the stick version of the original skin tint, the Eavesdrop. There was nothing easy about this stick in my experience. I do have a video review on it if you want to check it out, but basically to give you the cliff notes, I felt that this product was not oily skin friendly in the sense that it highlighted all of the imperfections that oily skin comes with, such as enlarged pores, such as texture, such as bumps. Moreover, a lot of people in my comments were saying that they have really dry skin, small pores, or invisible pores, I should say, and that this was their go-to product, that it felt super hydrating on the skin and it would just give them the most flawless coverage. I did not experience that. I felt that this was extremely, extremely difficult to blend out, and I noticed that it would seep into my pores, making them look clogged, making them look like they were filled with product. And the more I tried to blend it out, whether it was with a sponge or with a brush, or even with my fingers, I felt like I was swiping the product off the surface of my skin and kind of piling it back into my pores. So the experience was not great for me. In fact, it was really, really terrible. So will I use this again? Probably not. I don't think I'm in the business of trying to make products work. I have a lot of products that work for me, and sadly this was just not it. I'm sure it'll work for some people with baby skin, and if you are young and you have dry skin, your skin probably looks like baby skin, I'm just saying. But yeah, at $40, this was not meant for me. This was not a hit for me. And if you have skin that is similar to mine, if it is oily, if you produce oils, if you get acne bumps, if you have enlarged pores, any sort of texture, you will probably not enjoy this product either. But that doesn't mean that I will not go back to using my favorite skin tint, the Eavesdrop, the original Fenty Eavesdrop. This one I love. This one I will continue to use. This one's for me. Moving on. Ooh, I got another product in the fails that I did not love this month. And interestingly enough, this is like a variation on another product from this brand that I do like. So let me just get into it. I'm talking about the Kosas Dream Beam Sunlit Mineral SPF 40. This product right here, which is basically the tinted version of the original, which I do love because, like I said, I am an acne-prone skin type and I can only wear mineral SPFs. They are safe for my skin. I do not break out from them. This is a really good mineral SPF, or at least I like the untinted version of it. The tint here is just a little bit too much. It makes it a little bit too greasy looking. And I did a YouTube Shorts review on this. If I apply the intended amount, which is 2 fingers worth, it just becomes a really greasy mess. It's too much product for me. It's hard to blend out. It kind of looks like burnt skin, if I'm being honest. Like fresh out the oven burnt skin. You know what I mean? Like chicken grease. Yeah, that's what this looked like on my face. I did not enjoy it. And it also looks ridiculous compared to your matte body. And so to me, this was not a hit. I didn't like it. If I'm gonna wear this at the beach, I don't want my skin to be greasy looking compared to my body. I kind of want it to be a little bit more glowy, but not that much more glowy. I heard some people liked it, but again, I'm very oily. Maybe this is just too much dew for me. Not a hit. I will not be reaching for it again. So those were kind of like the 2 major fails that I had this month. So now let's move on to products that I actually loved. I do have some other fails. Let's change up the tune to a positive one. Okay, let me add some concealer to this face. So I am still loving my Makeup by Mario concealer. It is just the one for me. It works, it covers, it brightens, it lasts, it doesn't cake up. But this is not a new fave. This has been a fave for a couple of months now since it came out. I also really like the brush that comes with it. And when I say comes with it, it is not actually sold with it. I'm sorry to use the wrong phrasing here. This is a brush that's meant for this product, but they are actually sold separately. So right now I'm using shade 200, which is a brightening shade on me. I feel like with this combo of foundation and concealer, the skin just looks so illuminated and so pretty. All right, so now I want to show you a new product that I have been loving this month, and it is from LYS Beauty, their new blush sticks, which I do believe was inspired by the original bronzer stick, this one, but I'm not actually going to bronze up today. Kind of just want to go for like a very natural, dewy, glowy complexion. One of my favorite shades from the new sticks has been this really vibrant one, shade Outgoing. It is so pretty and so glowy, punchy, and poppy. It's kind of like a bright fuchsia shade, but today I want to go for a different one. So I'm gonna go for shade Curvy, which is kind of like a burnt orange. I'm just gonna apply a little bit to the high point. And blending it out is really easy too. You could use a brush or a sponge. Either one works. So I'm gonna use this Half Magic brush that is intended for cream blushes. Upon my initial swatch of this blush, I thought it was a little bit too metallic, but once you blend it out, you notice that the metallic actually shifts to Radiant Luminous, and it is so flattering on the skin. It absolutely does not enhance any texture, and I do have some acne scars right here in the center of my cheek, and I don't find it one bit disturbing. I also like the fact that it blends out so easily and doesn't disrupt your makeup underneath. It just blends with it, kind of melts on top, which is nice. The formula of this blush is very creamy, just like the formula of the bronzer stick. And I think for $20 a pop, this is a major hit for LYS. I really am impressed. Of course, as with all creams, these are not to be applied over powder, which is why I hadn't even powdered down the outer corners of my under eye. So once I've blended it out, I can move on to setting everything else. But definitely a hit for me. This shade is really fresh, very springy, very friendly on my skin tone. And I love the fact that the shade range includes such punchy colors that will work for all skin tones. All right, I'm gonna quickly set my under eye and just the center of my face with this pink powder from Dominique Cosmetics. And then I'm gonna set the rest of my face with the One Size Turn Up the Base Powder Foundation. How nice. Okay, my eyebrows are already done, so I don't have a favorite product in the brow category. I'm just using the same stuff that works for me. Long story short, I'm very finicky when it comes to my brows, or rather my brows are very finicky, so very few products work for them. And most new brow products that I try are typically fails for me personally, but that's because my brows are finicky, not the products. So I'm just gonna breeze on by to the next category, palettes. I tried a number of palettes this month. The Lunar Beauty Moonshroom, this one is really pretty and definitely a fave of mine because it has tons of colors and it just looks like a breath of fresh air, you know? It has these beautiful, whimsical, iridescent, sparkly shades and also some enchanting, fairy-like forest shades. I really like this palette. I think it's unique. I think it's different. Quality is amazing, but I actually did not reach for it that much just because I have mostly been reaching for the Mario palette, the Master Mattes, the neutrals. This one right here And if it looks like it's not that used, it's because this is my second palette with my name embossed, which is just so cool. I think I told you guys in another video that I went to Mario's launch party dinner for this particular palette, and this was actually my seat tag at the table, the palette with my name embossed. So super cool. So yeah, so this is my second palette. The other one I'm gonna give to my sister, and I've been reaching for this one nonstop just because the colors are really easy every day. I like that they're not too warm, they're all matte, they're all neutral, and it's just great. It's been great for me. This is 50 bucks, not that cheap, but Mario's palettes are just so nice. I'm gonna use a little bit of primer. This is the Too Faced one. And I'm just gonna do something really, really simple. I've mostly been dipping into this gray shade because it reminds me of like my high school days and my college days. I used to use gray a lot for some reason. From like 2002 to like 2008. That was like my go-to shade. I'm also gonna use the Mario E6 brush, which is a dual-ended one. I'm gonna use the tiny tip and reach into this shade. It's like a grayish beige. I'm gonna kind of wing out the outer corner and softly smudge underneath. And I'm gonna take it back along the crease like that. You guys, the month of April so far has been super, super, super hectic for me. But I'm happy to say that Leah and I finally booked our vacay. And so that makes me really excited because the last time we traveled together was back in November. And we try to do like 2 or 3 trips throughout the year, typically outside of like work trips. And this weekend he's traveling to Florida for a bachelor party. So I'm gonna get some alone time. And then right when he returns, we are gonna be on our way to somewhere cool, somewhere where both of us have always wanted to go. It is an international trip to a country we've been to before, but we've never been to this specific place. So it is very exciting. And coincidentally, one of my friends, who you guys may know from YouTube, might also be there at the same time. So it is just gonna be an amazing time if that does happen. Okay, so this palette is really great for enhancing your features, for adding shadow and light where there might naturally be shadow and light. So right now I just like crudely added this line of contour around my eye socket, or rather around my crease, and also on the lower lash line. And I'm just gonna crudely blend it out. First with just a clean brush, and then I'm gonna add a lighter shade, perhaps this bone color here, and just add a little bit of light right above, kind of like that. Easy peasy. And then I'm gonna take the lightest shade, pop that to the center of the lid, blend that out. I even sometimes like to go over the center crease and bring it right up to the brow just for a little extra light, like that. And this is just such an easy, nice way to open up the eye and make it look a little bit brighter. So this is a great palette for that, for just sculpting, for shaping, for every day. If you want to make your eyes look a little bit bigger or brighter, or if you want to enhance the shape or change the shape for whatever look you're going for, this is a great palette for that. I almost forgot to mention some cream bronzer and cream highlighter fails for the month. And then I reached down into my basket over here and I found them. Sadly, I did not love the Pure bronzer and highlighter sticks. This is actually a blush. The blush I have not tried, so I can't speak for it, but imagine this was the bronzer. I did not like the bronzer. It was a little bit too dry. It didn't give that nice glide that I wanted it to. Moreover, there was only one shade of the bronzer and it was natural looking on me, but I didn't find it to be like a universal shade. But the reason why I didn't enjoy these so much is because they were really hard to blend out. They were very dry. They didn't give much coverage or pigment, didn't give much glow with the highlighter. It was a better package than it was product, and that always tends to disappoint me. Do you guys remember the Nude Sticks blush tints? Mineral SPF 30. This is such a cute packaging and the colors were so vibrant, but all the shades of the actual product were barely nude, you know? And so that was another disappointing product, probably because the package was so cute and my expectations due to the package being cute were so high. Same thing here. The package is really cute and convenient. It kind of just looks like lipstick. It's adorable. I really love the minimalistic, nudie, creamy vibe of this, but the product itself is just not as cute or as good as the package. Fail in my book. Moving along to a highlighter palette that I enjoyed this month, and it is from LUNAR Beauty. It's called Moonshroom, and in it we have 4 highlighter shades. This one right here was by far my favorite. Although I initially reached for shade Sugar, this is just very pale, even though it doesn't look it in the pan. This highlighter here is a super, super blinding, almost white type of highlighter. So someone like myself could probably use this one on the inner corner, maybe like the bridge of the nose, perhaps under the brow arch for a little glow, and it's perfection. But the shade that I really fell in love with was this one right here called Tink. Tink is my perfect highlighter shade. And it is also so extra blinding, yet so smooth on the skin. Just look. It is the perfect highlighter. So I've been using this one pretty much all month when my hair is down and when I need a dry powder highlight. Also, this just makes your skin look so dewy and so wet without it actually being dewy or wet. So pretty. Big, big, big hit in my book. Even though I've only been using mostly this shade and just a little bit of this one, I haven't even tried the bottom two, but the formula on this is just so great. Okay, next up, I have 2 favorite liquid liners this month and 2 favorite mascaras. You're not ready. I'm gonna use one on each eye because they're both kind of similar. The first one that I loved was the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Flick Liquid Liner in black. This has the finest felt tip I have ever seen. It is so tiny and so precise. The liquid itself is not runny. If you don't know how to line your eyes, this is foolproof. If you're looking for something that will last, that won't run, that won't ruin your makeup, this is incredible. I like that the felt tip is particularly short, and the name of this liner is Kitten Flick, so that you can create just a tiny little flick. Of course, you can create longer wings with this liner, but why would you want to waste this product on something that is meant to be precise and smaller? I kind of enjoy the idea of that, you know? So I've been using this one for my everyday liner. It's so easy to use, like I said, and the tiny little felt marker can get in between your lashes to make your lash line look more fuller. It's just excellent. I don't remember exactly how much this is, probably in the $20 range. And also, you can get this at Space NK US. I will link it below. But I will say, this Physicians Formula Super Slim Liquid Eyeliner is almost as good. And this is $7 or $8. It also has a very precise tip, though this one is a bristle tip, not a felt. But similarly, there is absolutely no bleeding into any of your little fine crevices. This is reliable and foolproof. Basically, if I'm not using one, I'm using the other. And to have 2 favorite liquid liners in 1 month is kind of unique for me. You know what? I made this line thicker, so now I gotta make this one match. I will say Lisa's is just a little bit of an easier formula. This does bleed a teeny tiny bit, whereas Lisa's is just like bulletproof. It is so solid upon application. It dries really quickly, so there's absolutely no feathering. But this one, you gotta keep your eyes steady for like a couple of seconds, you know? Which is fine because it's $7 or $8. Love and love. 2 faves. I also have 2 favorite mascaras this month. One is also from Lisa. The other one is from Serena Williams' new line, Win Beauty. I got a chance to attend that event and meet her and Venus. Oh my god. I cannot believe I got to do that. But this is actually a tubing mascara. It is $19 and it is incredible. It makes the lashes look huge and separated and beautiful. So let me just use this one on this eye. Do you see how nice? Like, it is coating every single lash. The wand is a little bit on the gimmicky side, but the product itself is very nice. I can honestly say this is a hit. And you know, I've heard various feedback about this line, especially from someone like Serena Williams, who is an athlete. Some people wanted to see activewear from her or another sort of line. I've heard criticisms basically. But one thing I will say is that in seeing Serena in person, also I know her makeup artist, Renny Vasquez, and I can tell you that she is someone who loves makeup. Even though she is an athlete, she is also very girly. She loves a good beat, you know? So I kind of appreciate this line from her because this is her take on beauty. This is a makeup line that is meant for the beauty lover, and it's great for those of us who also want to stay active. That particular niche is a little bit underrepresented in makeup, so I'm interested to see what else Win Beauty has in store for us. Granted, their skin tint is fully chemical SPF, so I am not going to test that for you guys. But once I get my hands on their concealer and a couple of other things, you can definitely expect to see it on the channel. Alright, so now on the other eye, I am adding Lisa's mascara. This one's a slightly different formula. It is thinner and it is meant to make the lashes look very feathery and very separated, which I appreciate as well. I'm gonna show you a close-up of both just so you could see side by side how they are different and why I appreciate both. It's crazy. Now that my lashes have grown out, I have an appreciation for mascara formulas. Who knew? When I had baby lashes, I only cared that it was waterproof, honestly, because my lashes were so tiny, were so easily smudgeable. But now that they are long, for me, I can actually tell the difference between mascara formulas and the different looks that they can achieve. Okay, so I think that's a good representation of both. I'm gonna show you a close-up. Okay, so these are both mascaras. This is the Lisa mascara. See how the lashes look more separated and just thinner and more detailed? Whereas the Serena lash, the Win Beauty lash, is a little bit chunkier, it's a little bit thicker, and probably a little bit more visible from far away. Like I said, I appreciate both, but I'm not sure if you can actually tell. I can tell. I can especially tell from far away, but in the close-up, I'm not sure if you can. Anyway, moving on to lips. I have two favorite products that I tried this month. One of them is a lipstick, another one is a lip serum from none other than Win Beauty again. This really surprised me. I typically don't favorite such products in my Faves X Fails. I find them to be much more in the skincare category, therefore it's a little bit more individual, but this I would say is universal. So this is a lip serum that feels nothing like a balm, it feels nothing like an oil, it feels nothing like a gloss, it's something totally different. It is a very thin formula. It has like the slightest hint of pink, which I appreciate. What I like about this product is how long it lasts, okay? I don't think I've ever tried a lip serum that felt this hydrating and this smooth on the lips for as many hours as this did. I tried this on one of my longer days throughout the week. I believe I was running all sorts of errands. I was meeting with my accountant, going to an event, packing. It was just like a lot going on. I believe I applied it at like 9 a.m. and by lunchtime, I remember saying to Lee, hey, my lips are still hydrated. I still feel this on my lips, which is kind of unusual. So yeah, this has been living in my makeup bag since that day, and I will absolutely recommend it to those of you who have dry lips, or for those of you who just prefer easy products, easy on the go, gives you a little bit of a gloss or glow, but so comfortable, so incredibly comfortable. 18 bucks for this, a win. And now for my final fave for the month, I have these new LANCOME Intimatte Lipsticks. I did do swatches of all the 8 new shades. This is, again, a unique formula in the sense that it feels very thin and barely there on the lips. It does dry down to matte, almost non-transferable finish, but what's cool about it is that it feels very velvety, just very comfortable on the lips, not like a traditional matte lipstick that feels constraining. And one of my favorite shades is the shade Unspoken Feelings. I did do lip swatches, like I said, on YouTube Shorts and also on IG, I believe on TikTok, and the Unspoken Feelings shade, which is like a warm nude, I will say, was definitely everyone's favorite, including mine. After I watched the video on camera, I knew this was my shade. So I'm just gonna blot off this lip serum. It's just the perfect everyday nude. And that feeling of comfort is like something on another level, something that I haven't really experienced with traditional lipsticks before. Obviously, there's lots of shades that I love, including this brown one. Surprise, surprise is the name, and not a surprise that I love my brown lipsticks. Also, there's a pink, and basically all the shades are kind of on the natural wearable side. So if you have a deeper complexion, this would be your nude. If you want a slightly pinkier nude, this Hush Hush would be it. But definitely check out that video if you want to see all the colors in action. All right, you guys, that is my final easy spring look. Kind of like every day, but put together, using all of my favorite products for the longest month of March, plus some April. What do we think? I mean, the skin is skinning, it is glowy, yet it is blurred, the eyes are nicely shaped, the lips are neutral, but put together, the cheeks are poppin'. Everything about this look is so me, and it feels like I barely have any makeup on, honestly. That's very telling. So let me know which of these products you have tried, which are your faves, what are some of the products that you're looking forward to seeing me try. I have so much PR from the month. I cannot wait to do another testing the latest makeup or what's new in makeup video for you guys. So be ready for that, because it's gonna be a big one. With that, I am gonna zoom on out. I hope you have an amazing week, month, season. I will see you in the next one. Peace out. I'm out. Love you. Deuces.